guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Tiana at Storey House Books as usual. Da-da, yeah, no, sure, why not? By the way, if anybody's noticed in the last couple videos, my fingertip is black. And if I just realized the other day when I was watching my videos, like, I've been probably wondering why I have one black finger. It looks like ink, but it's not. I was trying out a press-on nail because I can't paint my nails, because anybody that works with Fabri-Tac glue knows as soon as it hits your fingernail polish, it melts it, basically, right? Well, now I can't get it off. So, it's there. I like it. I like the color. Can you see that? It's kind of like a faded into black kind of deal. Let's see if you can focus there. Yeah, faded into black kind of thing. Anyway, I like it, but now I can't get it off. And I didn't have enough. Anyway, whatever. I have one black fingertip. So, moving on. So welcome to the channel tonight. So what are we doing? Well, if you saw my video that I recently posted up, it was part 17 of Create a Lap Book with Me 2.0. I mentioned in there my idea for a new schedule of videos or content. And with the amount of requests that I've been getting lately of things you guys want to see, my list just keeps growing. And as of today, today's date, I normally upload, at least once a week, and it's intermittently, and it's not on a schedule. So what I thought I should do, especially now, also considering that the Lap Book Series 2.0 is up to part 17, and we're still not done, we still have a long way to go, that, if you guys have been with me for a while, some of my projects take a long time, which is why I'm usually working on anywhere from 1 to 5 projects all at once. And most of those are behind the scenes, right? If not, I'd never get anything done, right? I get 5 things done a year. Anywho, so my idea was to do more videos on a regular basis. Meaning, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I'm going to commit to that. There may be more, but I'm going to commit to 3 days a week to upload new content. Hopefully starting next week. Fridays are going to be kind of like craft with me or tutorial content. I like to call them Let's Make Stuff. I wanted to call it something besides craft with me, like other channels. I wanted something unique for me, so that's what we're calling it. It's going to be called Let's Make Stuff Friday. And on Fridays we'll be either making the ephemera, we'll be doing mask makes, tutorials, any kind of requests you guys wanted to see, stocking your stash, ideas. I also watch YouTube tutorials as well. So if I'm scouring YouTube and I find something that I think you guys might like, or that I like, and put my own spin on it, I'll bring that to you as well. It could even be supply hauls or something like that. Like new stamps that I got, we're gonna try them out, whatever. But that'll be for Fridays. Saturdays and Sundays will be series videos, but they'll be different. Saturdays will be one project, and Sundays will be another project. So right now, we'll continue the Create a Lap Book with Me 2.0 series for Saturdays, okay? On Sundays, hopefully starting next Sunday, we'll be starting, well, it is Sunday if you're seeing this. This is the first video of this new Sunday series. This is going to be recreating that Grungy Folio that I recently sold, so thank you guys for that. It was the big grungy one with the gold and black pinstripe cover paper. So I got a few requests that, they wish they'd seen how I created it. So that's what we're going to do here. This will be a 2.0 version of it. It'll be like it, but not. It'll be like it in the fact the elements that were in that folio and the size will be the same. I'm going to show you those elements and those techniques that I used in that one in this one. But obviously the paper's going to be different. The decorating's going to be a little bit different. That type of thing. But the techniques and the elements, the base of it will be the same. Okay, so you guys can see how I created those elements, how I got there. That particular folio took me a while to make. I started it, and then I just didn't have a direction on it. So I kind of let it sit, and then I'd come back to it every once in a while. And once I got, a couple panels into it, for some reason my creativity just blew out, and I was going all over it, and I finished it in like a couple of days. But that's kind of just the way I work. A lot of times I'll start with a theme or an idea, and as I'm making the project, it could evolve into something completely different. Which could happen here. Who knows? I intend to start this one off as grungy, but who knows what will happen by the end of it. But just know the elements from that one, and the structure and the base elements and techniques are going to be the same. Okay. Now let's go ahead and get started with our shout outs for this for this video. So I got some new subbies, so I wanted to say hi and welcome to Judy, Paula, Lynn, Leslie, Aniki, I hope I said that right, Marina, and Cassie. And then hello and hugs and shout outs to my friends Penny, Joanne, Judy, Elsie, Julie, Dana, Linda Bell. I have another Kathy, so I have to go Kathy 1 and Kathy 2. I didn't want to say y'all's last names. I didn't want to keep that private. But hi Kathy, hi Kathy 1, hi Kathy 2. Elkie, Christine, Jess, Jamie, and Rose Apple. Thank you guys for your comments and your requests and just being a part of my channel and being part of our group. I love you guys so very much. So, and to our new subbies, welcome. I hope you have fun over here. Once you get to know me, I'm a little weird, I guess. I don't know. Ask the other subbies what they think about me. I actually would like to know. I do love comments, so if you like something, or even if you don't like something, don't be nasty about it. Be constructive. Post it in the comments, please. I really love the comments. You'll hear me say it all the time. It's one of my favorite things in the day is to read what you guys think. And, you know, I always ask questions during my videos to see what you guys want and what you prefer. It's important to me. So, let me know what you guys want to see, okay? Alrighty, so let's get started with the base. So I've picked the paper that I want for the front and back cover. Like I said, I got this from 49 and Market from the Rust and Revs collection, okay? Which has got some really great papers in it. I wouldn't use. I bought the packet, the pack itself, but I wouldn't use all of them. Probably, I'm gonna use pieces of all of them. But I ended up actually going back and ordering just some single sheets as well. Like I ordered a bunch of these, this. I ordered this, more of this one for sure. I love this one. Love it. Yeah, and this one here too. So, anywho, this was actually the cover of the pack, and this is on the back. So, we're going to use this for the front and back cover, and I'm going to be using old hanging Pendaflex file folders. If you don't have these, any kind of cardstock will do, okay? Because we're going to be cutting this down anyway. But I have these, so I'm using them, and I like the green as well. We're going to go nice with this. So the first thing we're going to do is cut these hangers off. And for those of you who are new, I do my project videos start to finish. Even if you see me do something before, I do these start to finish, okay? I don't edit my videos, except for like if I'm pausing for something. I don't take anything out. So you'll see errors and all. That's kind of like basically what I've been told by my subbies, what they want to see and what they like. And they said they don't want to see something, they'll fast forward. So I'll tell you the same thing. If there's something that's boring you, just know that I don't stop. For example, if I'm inking, you're going to watch me ink. But please feel free to fast forward. You are not hurting my feelings. But the idea behind the not stopping and showing us everything is to show you everything, right? The errors and all. Errors because, you know, you need to see that I'm not perfect. And I'm totally human and I make mistakes like everybody else. Also keeps me humble as well, you know. But really because I want you guys to see everything. What it takes to make these. I don't rush them. Some of my projects take a while. I'm just me on these videos. And I hope you guys, you know, hang out and stay with us and, you know, contribute. Okay, so moving on. Alright, so I've cut the hangers off. I haven't quite figured out a way. I can't remember. Someone showed me, I think it was you, Julie, that showed me what you made with these. If I could get these darn hangers out, I could use these for something. But I haven't quite figured out what to do with these. I hate throwing them away, but I also haven't had time to sit and futz with them. So, I put them in a drawer. So I cut those off. I've got 3 of these. I don't know how many I'm going to use. I always grab a bundle of 3 and then I add to it. So we're also going to cut these down. All of my folios measure, I don't know why I put my paper cutter away. All of my folios, well 99.9% of them, as far as height-wise, are 10 1/4. Is it a random number? No, it's not a random number. I picked 10 1/4 because I normally use, I use a lot of Tim Holtz backdrops. And if you know, you know, Tim Holtz backdrops measure 10 by 6. So I do 10 1/4. That gives me a little bit of a border at the top and the bottom of my folders, right? And then they are, each panel is normally 6 1/4 wide for the same reason. Since the back doors are 10 by 6, that gives me a 1/8 of an inch on either side. So I have an 1/8 of an inch all the way around, giving me like a mat, right? So let's cut this first at 10 1/4, right there. And I'm going to cut all 3 of these at 10 1/4. Now I'm going to show you guys a new technique that I'm using for creating my folios. Normally I go and I create them left to right, meaning I start with the first panel and then I keep adding folders till I get to the 4th panel or the end of the folio. Well, I tried something new and I like it, and I'm going to use it to where I start from the spine and work my way out in both directions, right? Is that 10 or 10 for us? I like this technique better. It's faster, and it gets rid of the one issue that I've always had in my folios, which is, you know, going from left to right. This part right here kind of ends up in the middle of the folio, which is fine because we end up covering it with cardstock anyway. But it always bugs me. It bulges out until I cover it up. So this way, I don't have that problem anymore, and it lays flatter. I don't have to do as much fold training on it, and it just lays a lot nicer. Wait. I'm talking, I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing. Hold on one second. Pay attention to what you're doing, Tiana. Okay. Alright. Now that's cut down. And I always save these little scraps because I use them in making templates for spines and, you know, what have you. Alright, so this new technique, what are we going to do? Like I said, we're going to start in the center here at this part here, this main fold of the folder. Now for this folio, we are going to do, let's see, I'm going to do a 3-inch spine, okay, main spine here, and then I'm going to do the minis, or the supporting spines, the fold part, are going to be 1 1/4 inches versus 1.5 inches. I'm starting to do that just because I want to give it a little extra room in the design process, right? I don't want to get overly chunky and have to extend the spine if I don't want to. So instead of doing 3 inches for the main spine and 2 1.5s, I'm doing a 3-inch with 2 1 1/4. That gives it a little bit of wiggle room, right? To grow, or during the design process, if I decide it gets a little chunky as I'm adding stuff. So what we're going to do is from the center line here, we're going to measure out 1.5 inches each way, and that gives us 3 inches. That's going to be our main spine. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is I'm going to line this up right here, and what we want to do is bring the main spine going to be out here and here. So what I'm going to do is grab my scoring board and my scoring tool. I'm going to line this fold up with the 6 here, and then I'm going to go 1.5 inches in each direction, and I'll actually reinforce this with my pen because I'll be covering it up later anyway, so nobody will see it. So from the 6, I'm going to go 1 inch to 7 1/2 and score. Okay, so what did I do? I scored right here at 7 1/2. So that's, you know, it's 1.5 inches from the middle mark here. I lined up my middle fold with 6 and went to the right 1.5 inches. Okay, and that's my first score mark. For the other side of the main spine, we're going to go from 6, the middle mark here, to 5 to 4 1/2. So we went 1.5 inches over to the left. Okay, so let's reinforce this. Here's our middle fold right here. Yes. Here is 1.5 inches to the left of that, and 1.5 inches to the right of that, giving us 3 inches from here to here. Yes, this is 3 inches from here to here. All right. Okay. Now, over here needs to be from here. This for the first panel. You want it to be 6 1/4. So what we're going to do is I'm going to put the this mark here at a whole number, so that's the 7, and we're going to go 6 1/4 inches to the left, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 1/4. All right, that's what we're going to cut. So right here, we're going to cut that piece off. Right there. So I'm going to score that so I know where I cut off. And I'm going to mark it with a pen so you guys can see it as well. We're going to cut off this right here. Okay? Now, to the right of the spine, we're going to go the same thing to the right. So I'm going to put this score mark on a whole number, which I'm going to put just line it up with the 5, or the 4 rather. And we're going to go 6 1/4 inches to the right. Okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 1/4. So that brings us to here. And I'm going to score that, and that's the piece that we're going to cut off. We're going to cut this piece off. Okay? So let's start with the next pieces. Okay? So this is actually, once we add these next pieces, this is actually panel number 2. And this is panel number 3. Okay? We're going to be adding panel 4 and 1 now. Okay, now, this is where it might get a little bit confusing, so just stick with me on this, okay? We're going to cut off these pieces first. Get them out of the way. Okay. And I'm going to line up this mark here. All right, that piece is gone. And let's get rid of this piece as well. Okay. Now we have that part done. Okay. Now let's put this to the side for a second, okay? What I want you to do next is grab another folder. Okay? And for this one, this is going to go on. We're looking at that part we just did. The next piece we're going to make is going to attach here. Okay? What we're going to be making is the next spine. All right, the supporting spine in panel number 1. All right? So, what you're going to want to do is we're going to grab our score board again. And from the right-hand side, we have got to score the the 1 1/4 inch subspines, right? But we've also got to figure in an amount to attach to a flap to attach to this side, right? Okay. So what I think is safe is like a 2-inch flap. Okay. So from this side, I started a whole number. We're going to back up 2 inches. Okay. That's what we're going to attach to that other panel, right? That's our flap. From here, we're going to go over 1 1/4 inch. 1 1/4. That is our subspine. Yeah? And from there, I'm going to bring that to the whole number. Let me put my pen marks here. All right, so this is 2 inches from the edge. Okay? This is our attaching flap. Okay? Then we went over 1 1/4 inch from that line. This is our subspine. And it's 1 1/4 inch. All right? From this score mark, I'm going to line it up with a whole number again. Way over here, 10. I'm going to go this way 6 1/4 inches. Okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 1/4. All right? That's right there. That is the end of our panel. That's what we're going to cut. Okay? So I'm going to mark this. And this right here we're going to cut off. Okay? You guys with me so far? All right. So, put this to the side for a minute. We're going to do the same thing to attach panel 4 here. All right? Grab the other file folder, the third one that you had. And we're going to do the same thing over here. We're going to mark a 2-inch flap to attach. Okay? So that 2 inches right here. I'll mark with a pen so you guys can see it. That's what we'll attach. Attach. Flap. Okay? 2 inches, right? Then we're going to go over 1.25 inches to make the sub-spine, right? So go over here to 3 1/4, right there. Now that makes our sub-spine, yeah? 1.25 inches sub-spine. Yeah? All right, let's line up this score mark to a whole number. I'm going to line up to the 4. And we're going to go 6 1/4 inches in this direction, right? 6 1/4 this way, okay? So if we're starting at 4, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That brings us to the 10 1/4, right there. That's the edge of panel 4. And this we're cutting off. All that. Okay? You with me? All right, let's review the measurements on this. 2 inches from the edge, that's our flap to attach to the middle section, main section. Then we have 1.25 inches sub-spine. Then we have 6 1/4 for the panel, and then we're cutting off the rest. Save this because we can use that for pockets or ephemera or whatever. Okay? All right. And again, the measurement this way is 10 1/4. Okay? Put that to the side. So what we've done, let me move this out of the way, is here is our main section here. Okay? We're going to attach this one to here. And then this is going to be panel number 1 on this side. Where'd my pen go? I just had in my hand. Hello. We're going to attach right here, up to here, to this panel, and here's panel number 1. Okay? We're going to cut that part off, right? On the right side, we're going to do the exact same thing, but in reverse. Bring this over. We're going to attach it like this on that 2-inch piece. There's our sub-spine, and then there's our panel. Panel number 4. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right? So next step is what? We're going to cut off pieces we don't need. So grab your panel 4 piece, your panel 1 piece, and let's cut those pieces off. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments, and I will answer them quick as possible. Just stick with me. If you need to rewind, please do so, and watch it again. All right, let's cut this guy off. I better have a little bit extra than not enough, so it's been my experience. All right, so we'll save that piece. And then the other side, we're going to cut this side off. Alright, and we're going to save that as well. Okie dokie, artichoke. Now, that those pieces cut off, let's put those out of the way. Over there, over there, over there. Scraps, 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 scraps. I'm running out of room over here. Alright, so let's bring all of our pieces together, and we are going to fold at our score marks. So at our main spine here, we're going to fold here. Yeah? Give that a nice burnish with either your scoring tool or bone folder, either or, whatever works for you. And then the same on the other side of the spine. Okay, now that is our main spine right here. I know it looks a little bit flimsy, but we're about to reinforce it here in just a second. Alright, so that's panel 2 and 3. Put that to the side, grab your other panels, and go ahead and do your scores here for your spines, the sub-spines on panels 4 and 1. Yeah? Okay, and this one as well. And give that a nice burnish there. All right. Okay, that's 1 inch and a quarter. Okie dokie. Next bit, we're going to attach these to our main spine here in a second. But first thing we're going to do is reinforce the main spine. So put these two pieces away. Now, you can reinforce this in a few ways. One way is you can cut out a piece of chipboard, a little bit narrower than 3 inches. Okay, so you want it inside of these score marks so it doesn't impede your folding. All right, you can cut that at, I would say, 2 7/8 wide and 3 inches tall. Glue that down. That's one way to do it, right? You would still need to reinforce your folds, which is the most important part. Because from opening and closing, this is paper. It's going to eventually give, okay? You've got to reinforce that, all right? So, you can use washi tape, all right? You can use that. Fabric tape, whatever, will work. If you're going to use washi tape, I would suggest you run the washi tape over some glue stick, like the Scotch Permanent glue stick, and then put it down. Because washi inherently isn't very sticky all the time, and it can peel up on you on the edges. This helps keep that down, and I also sew my edges down. So if I'm using some washi tape and I put it down, right, I take it under the sewing machine and I run it on the edges here. Not all the time. If I know I'm going to be putting paper over that, I won't. But I'll let you know when I'm going to do it and when I'm not, right? Some washis are strong enough to handle the folds, like this particular kind. I got this brand at Amazon. I can't remember the vendor, but this stuff is strong. It didn't even need sewing. And I did a whole spine and everything with this stuff, and it stuck down good. I was actually impressed. I'm still testing it, and I'm watching it. I'm watching it on my shelf, and it still hasn't peeled up. So I need to remember to put this link, if I haven't already, in my, write that down before I forget, in my darn it, in my most commonly used tools list. I think eventually I need to get a store or something on Amazon just to put it all in one place. Tools to add. That's that new washi tape. Okay, moving on. All right, so we're going to start by reinforcing this spine. Now, what I use is bookbinding tape. Okay, I use bookbinding tape from a made by Book Guard. It is in my tools listed in the description. I have 3 types. I have a 1 inch. I have a 2 inch. I'm sorry, that's not 2 inch. Is this 2 inch? No, that's not. Where's my 2 inch? Here you are, darling. There you are. I have a 2 inch, right? And I also have a 3 inch. Okay? They are expensive. I hate to say it, but they are. But I like to use them, and I just love them. I really do. And I just do. And I trust it. Okay? It works on my journals. It works on my folios. I don't have to worry about it peeling. And, you know, I just have, I trust it implicitly, rather. I trust it implicitly. So I don't mind spending the extra money. But that's up to you, okay? You can use washi tape, and you can use linen tape. You can even use fabric. You know, I've used lace before, and it works, okay? Up to you, whatever you want to use. You don't have to buy these, okay? There are other options for you to use, all right? The main point is we are reinforcing the folds. Like I said, fabric, lace, washi tape, all that will work, okay? It's fine, all right? Now, next part is you want to make sure you cover the front and the back of the folds, right? So for this folio, I'm going to use 3 inches is not going to cover the whole thing. So I'm going to do I do 2 inches? That only gives me a ½ an inch on one side. I'm going to do 2 3 inches on this one. Yep, I am. Or I do the 1 inch on the actual folds and then cover with 3. Or do 3 and then do it this. We're just going to use less expensive tape Because I will tell you this bad boy right here, I believe this is $28 for this roll of this. And it has to go all the way around. I'm thinking. What did I do with the other one? Well, the other one I had to actually extend the spine. So I had to use a lot of tape on that one. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to, since the cover paper is black and yellow, we're definitely going to use this bookbinding tape. I'm just trying to think which would be best. Alright, so this is what we're going to do. I'm going to use the 1" on the folds, right? And then I'll use the... Let's see, the 1" on the fold, that leaves 2 inches in the middle. Then I'll cover that. Oh, I'm so sorry. Did I mess up my camera angle now just by hitting that? See, what I'm concerned about is if I use just do 2-3 inches, right? Is that seam in the middle going to bother me? I don't think it will, but it might. Because it's going to be off center because I'm going to have to cover it. Cover's going to have to overlap, right? So what I think I'm going to do is use the 1" here and have it on both of the folds, and then do the 3" over that, and then that'll make even seams. That's what the seams have to be even, or my ADHD is gonna go crazy. All right, let's do that. All right, so we're gonna start with the 1" tape here. Now again, this is how I'm doing this folio, okay? You guys can do it differently. Use your materials how you want to, okay? So I'm going to line this up as best I can to get it where we've got a 1/2 inch on either side of that fold, yeah? So right about there. I'm lining it up with my grid on my mat here. And I'm gonna pull that down here. Hopefully this is straight down here. So right about there looks right. Okay. All right. And I'm gonna use my tool here to make sure there's no air bubbles under the tape. Now, I'm not going to actually wrap the tape around the paper, and why not? Well, I had an incident to where when I wrapped it around, let me cut this first before I forget to cut it. I'm going to cut this off right here with leaving a little bit of a tail. Okay? I'm going to flip this up and flip it over. Now, I used to wrap it around. What happened was I pulled so hard on this that the folder tore right here on these edges, right? It was just putting too much stress on it. So what I do now is I put tape on both sides, and then I use a craft knife to cut off the excess, okay? A very sharp craft knife, as a matter of fact. So that's what I would suggest. All right, so we're gonna line up the tape at the top and the bottom here. There we go. And then line it up at the bottom down here. And that should give us a straight line, right? Theoretically. Alright? Okay. Let's take our bone folder here and just get the air bubbles out. Okay. And then we're going to cut this piece off here. Uh-oh, time to clean my scissors. There we go. All right. Make sure it's nice and tight on the edges there. Okay, I'll get my craft knife here. Be careful with the craft knife. I'm going to cut that edge off. Voila. And then rinse and repeat on the other side. Voila. Okay. Done deal. All right, what I will do is I will take an inking, and to get rid of that white adhesive part of the tape, so it's not showing, I will run my ink across that to get rid of that, so you don't see it. Beep, 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 beep. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing on the other fold. Now, if you're using washi tape, you're going to be doing some sewing, or I recommend you sew them down on the edges here. So you would sew down here and then back up this way. Yeah? With the book binding tape, I don't have to do that, because it is some sticky stuff. So if you are going to use book binding tape, be careful not to let it touch the paper until you're ready for it to, because it will stick and it will rip it to pieces. Also, don't let it touch itself, because you're going to get in that apart either. Trust me on this. I've had both of those accidents happen to me. Alright, we're going to line up the 1/2 inch on either side here. I'm going to hold this tape and pull out some more carefully. And there's the 1/2 mark right there. Okay, down we go. Alright. Let's get these air bubbles out of here. Make sure you get those air bubbles out if you're using this tape, because you don't want separation or air getting in there and bubbling it up, okay? Alright, I am happy with that. Alright, let's cut off this part and we're going to flip. Do the same thing on the other side. Yes? Alright, line up your tape with the other one carefully. Okay, that one's down. And this one's down. Happy with that. Okay, let me cut this piece off here. Get the air bubbles out of that. Alright, make sure it's laying good on your edges there before you cut. So this is reinforcing the fold, and no matter how many times it opens and closes, even if it tears inside, the tape will keep it together, or whatever you're using to reinforce your fold, whether it's washi tape, fabric, what have you. Okay? Alright, we're going to do some cutting now. Alright. Voila, voila, voila. Now the other side here. And I just slide the craft knife up to the folder and just run it along that edge. Voila. Done. Okay, now that is the first part of this that we're going to be doing. So I'm going to also use next to 3" to cover up these seams here. Alright, so I'll have even seams. Alright, so let's get this going here. I don't think 2 inches is going to make it all the way across. It's not. Well, I mean, it should. But it's still going to be, you know, it's like right up against the dilemma, you guys. It's going to be right up against the tape. And I'll still see the green behind it. It's not quite wide enough. And the 3" is going to go all the way across. Dang it. See, this is the kind of thing you guys are going to see, right? All the design process and all the things that I'm thinking about, whether it's going to be an error or not. You know what? I'm going to go with my gut and go with the 3". Okay. Let's just see what happens. If I have to cover up that seam, I will. All right, sticky stuff. Ugh. Come on, there we go. All right. Same kind of deal as we did with the 1 inch, just laying it down. Now we gotta use the folds as our guide, because this is 3 inches and our spine is 3 inches. So I'm lining it up with these spines here, or the folds of the spine. Here we go. All right. Okay. I'm just going to smooth it out from the middle out. Okay. Okay. Again, just getting all my air bubbles out of here. The fact that I can see those score marks doesn't bother me at all. If it bothers you, cover it up with some design paper or something for the spine. Up to you. But that doesn't bother me at all. I kind of like it. And this is a grungy folder, so it's kind of goes. Yeah. Okay. Now let's flip it. Actually, we've got to cut it, then flip it. Let me grab my other scissors, because I'm not going to make it all the way across without getting stuck. Come on. There we go. Alright. Next. Flip it over. Excuse me. Let me get a sip of my coffee here. Okay. Now, let's do this again. Rinse and repeat. Man, the sticky stuff. Ugh. I mean, I'm really having to yank on it. Okay, come on. Okay. Oof. Ugh. One more. Alright, then just line up your tapes. Just like we did with the 1 inches. Carefully lay that down straight. Easy now. Work with me here. Okay. Lay it down. Okay, I think I got it here. And then from the center, just kind of push out the air bubbles. Flatten that down, yeah? Okay. Alrighty, now let me go and cut this off. So cut my finger. There we go. Alright, that's what we've got here. And I'm going to run over again with my little tool here. Make sure it's got good contact with the edges, which is very important if you're going to cut it off over there. Okay, I'm going to flip it over and run my tool over it one more time. All the way to that edge. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I'm very meticulous about this kind of stuff, as I do not want things coming apart on me or on somebody else. It's just the thought of that is mortifying. I think I told this to you guys before. I would rather spend an extra, however long it takes, securing things and doing those extra steps than me giving this to somebody or somebody purchasing it and it come apart. There's no other word I can think of but mortifying. Like I just said, I just couldn't take that. I'd be so embarrassed. Beyond embarrassed. Mortified, like I said. Okay. I think I have beat this dead horse enough. Alright. Am I a little paranoid? Just a little bit. Maybe. I don't know. Okay. Now this is the long part, so I'm holding it with my other finger, line it up with the folder there, applying enough pressure to bring it all the way across this folder. There we go. All right, voila. Did I leave anything extra on there? I did not. Good deal. Now, if you have to go back up and trim it a little bit, that's fine. You know, no big deal. Don't panic. If you cut off a little bit of the folder, no big deal. Don't panic. Big deal. It's gone. Alright, so let me do this so I can see that edge of that folder better. Where is it? Right there. There we go. Alright, here we go. And there we go. Easy, right? No stress. Alright, and there we go. Okay, now I'm going to take this, and some of that adhesive is kind of sticking out, so I'm just going to run it over that to get rid of that white stuff there. And on the ends, and then before I finish, I'll do it again with probably black. Just for my sanity, I can go ahead and hit it real quick a couple times, because I just don't want to look at it. Okay, here's our main spine right there. And then I'm going to go ahead and fold it again. Where's my spine at? There it is. Just to reinforce it. And see there, I can see the white of that adhesive, so I'm going to hit that with the black here in a little bit. Just lining this up and going ahead and reinforcing the fold, the crease, the score, whatever you want to call it. Okay. And if you're using bookbinding tape, it is thick, so we've got 3 layers on there right now, so you have to really do this and put a little bit of muscle in it to train that tape down. Okay, here is the other one right here. Let's get that one down. Make sure these are even. Okay. And again, just hit it with your tool and just keep going until you are confident that that is down. Yeah? And again, because I'm using bookbinding tape and I've got 3 layers of it on here, or 2 layers, 3 or 4, whatever, I'm having to apply a little bit of muscle to it. And I'll probably have to go back and do this a couple more times before it's through. Okay, there we go. Let's do this side again. Okay, now there's our main spine, yeah? And I'm happy with that, okay? Fairly enforced, it keeps it soft. There's a little bit of flexibility there, but there we go, yeah? All right, let's move to the next point here. How are we doing on time? Oh, goodness gracious. I've been doing a lot of talking. Okay. All right, let's continue. Let's add the next the panels here. So we'll start with the left side, panel 1. And for this, we're going to need some double-sided tape. This is score tape. Or this is what I'm using. I'm always going to say this is what I'm using, okay? If you guys want to use something different, go ahead. I will tell you what I don't recommend, and what I am using. But if you have an alternative, please do that, okay? Again, so we'll need some score tape or double-sided tape. I'm using score tape. We'll need some glue. I'm going to be using Fabri-Tac for this, just because we're going to be covering a large area. And I'm going to be using bookbinding tape again to reinforce the spines and the folds. Yeah? So I've got a 2-incher here. Okay? Did I grab the other one? I could have sworn I grabbed it. What did I do with it? Hang on, I'll be right back, you guys. I got to grab another roll of that. All right, and then you'll need some scissors and a bone folder or scoring tool, whichever one you want to use. Okay? All right, let's move this to the side here. And let's grab our pieces. So let's grab our main middle piece here. Move this tape out of the way. I'm running out of room. And panel number 1, where did I do that one? Here we go. Alright, so what we're first going to do is we're going to put double-sided tape around this flap here. Okay, so take your main part and put it to the side for just a minute. I'm going to sit down while I do this. Okay. Now I'm using double-sided tape because I want to make sure these edges stay down. Okay, I'm actually also going to be using double-sided tape and glue with it to reinforce it. Okay, I do not suggest to use a glue stick here. I don't even care if it's permanent. No. Okay, if you're going to use something like Mod Podge or water-based glue, it will warp the paper. Okay, don't panic. Just let it lie flat. Put a heavy book on it or something to let it flatten out. Okay, but that's normal. I'm using a silicone-based glue because it doesn't do that. Okay, and for other reasons that I'll tell you in just a second. So, if you're following along with me, go ahead and put your adhesive on. Like I said, I'm using double-sided tape on the edges and down the center. Now, the thing with double-sided tape, or score tape in particular, I don't know about other ones because I don't use any other ones, is it's not enough just to lay the tape down. Yes, it's sticking. But if you do not run back over it, and I call it just smushing it, again, run over it again with your bone folder or a scoring tool or something, it will come right up when you try to take off the backing. Okay? Okay, putting around the edges here. And also this stuff, once it sticks, it sticks. So be very careful. Now you'll notice I'm going up to the edge of our score marker, not over it, because I want it to be on the inside of that. Okay. Go here and then tear. And I'm going to put one more down the center just for giggles. Okay. And again, once this stuff is down, it's down. Now, why am I using Fabri-Tac along with it if I just put down this really strong double-sided tape? Well, first off, let's go ahead and run our tool across this to make sure it's down and it's got good contact with the paper. Because if you try to take this off, it will just come right up. And make sure it's positioned exactly where you want it, because it will destroy the paper that it's attached to. Okay, why am I using Fabri-Tac as well? Well, like I said, once this stuff goes down, it sticks. There's no moving it. All right. So as crafters, I kind of like having a little bit of wiggle room to do my positioning and whatnot. So what I do is I run Fabri-Tac over the glue, over the double-sided tape. Okay. That allows me to position the piece a little. It gives me a little bit of wiggle room because it lays on top of that glue, and I can move it around just a little bit before it catches. Okay. So that's why I use this along with it. Okay. So let's go ahead and remove the backing. And I just use this little Cricut weeding tool. Just kind of pick at it until it comes up like that. Okay. Push it down too much. There we go. Try not to lay your skin on it because it will stick to you as well. And it will stick pretty good. Okay, let's get these sides. Alrighty. We put that stuff in the bin. So I'm running out of room, so I'm trying to keep tidy as I go here. Alright. Now let's grab our main piece and keep it close by. Because we're going to lay this part on top of that. Okay? Keeping it close by. Alright, grab your Fabri-Tac, if you're following along with me the way I'm doing it here. And we're going to run a thin bead over the double-sided tape. Just a thin one, you don't need much. Okay? All the way down each piece. Okay? And then I'm going to run up on the bare paper as well. Like that. Okay? Cover that up. Make sure we're not volcanoing over there. Alright, now take your main piece here, okay, and you're going to attach it up to the fold right here, this score mark right here, but not over it or on it, right before you get to it, okay? So I'm going to bring you down so you can see what I'm doing. Ooh, that's too far. How about that? You see that? So we want to go up to this fold right here, the score mark, but not over it and not on it, right before you get to it. I'm going to hurry up before my glue evaporates here. Talking too much. Alright, so we're going to go right up to the fold, but not past it, okay? Now, if it helps you, go ahead and push the fold, or fold it, and then push into it, into the crease, so you know where to stop, yeah? Make sure it's even on top and the bottom before you push down on that tape. Okay. Making sure it's in that, up to that crease and not into it or on top of it. And again, I'm not committing down, I'm not pushing down on the tape yet, so be careful not to do that if you're using double-sided tape. Okay, just making sure it's not impeding the fold at all, and it's not. Making sure we're even at the top and the bottom, so not part of the envelope's not sticking out at the bottom or the top. Okay, I think we're good. I'm going to commit to that now. So I'm going to push down on my tape, like so. Don't worry if there's a little bit of seepage of your glue. Okay, let's flip it over. I'm going to take my tool, or just your finger, hold one corner and press down on your tape. Now that sucker ain't coming off without ripping this piece apart. Okay, and I'm going to spread the glue that's underneath here evenly with my tool. We don't want any bumpies, right? Pay attention to your edges. You want to make sure those are down flat. And those little corners, flip it over again. You do the same thing on this edge. Okay, if you get a little bit of seepage, that's okay. You can always remove it with your residue eraser, which you can get from the Dollar Tree for $1.25. This ugly looking thing right here. So I'm going to erase my glue quickly. The sooner you erase your any glue seepage, the better. The longer it sets or the longer it has to cure, the harder it is to get off. So don't let it sit for too long, especially when if you're using a design paper, because it will start shredding it. Or if you're using a wet glue, the paper's already wet, so be careful not to wait too long and not to do it too soon if you're using wet paper, using a wet glue. Okay, let's get it off the edges here. Also, side note, if you're using Fabri-Tac, make sure you get it off of where you are expecting to ink later. If there is Fabri-Tac on it, a spot that you want to ink, that spot will not take the ink. Okay? You'll have a little bald spot, basically, right there. Or ink before you put your glue on. That's the other option. Okay, I think we're good there, and it is attached. There we go. Yeah? And there is our spine. Okay? 1 and 2. Done deal. Alright, so let's go ahead and reinforce this one. We're going to use 2 inches, the 2-inch tape. Right, I don't have it right here. And that'll give us a little bit of tape on either side, yeah? And this is another rinse and repeat exercise, just like we did with the main spine. Okay. Oops. Darn it. There we go. Alright. Line this up right here. And it should go over, if it's 1 1/4 inches, it needs to go over, let's put it right here. This line here and here, it's 1 inch, and then 1/8 on either side. Hey, 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 stop moving. Sorry, you guys, I'm trying to keep it still here. Alright, let's put something on top of you so you don't move. There. Okay. Alrighty, let's make sure this is lined up right. 1 inch on either side. That means I got 3/4 inch on either side, divided by 2 is 3/16. Okay. So I'm just trying to do an even amount of tape on either side of the score mark here, so I'm having to do some math in my head. Or you can eyeball it like I'm doing it right now. Okay, I think that's straight. And then over here, Just tapping it down real quick to make sure. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay. Take my tool here and smooth it down. Yeah? I think we're good here. All right, let's cut that and flip it over, and then we're going to rinse and repeat on the right side for panel 4. Yeah? All right, you guys still with me over there? Hope so. Okay. Stick with me, you guys. Come on, we can do this. We're almost done with tonight's video. Then I'm gonna let you go once we finish creating the base. Okay, I promise. All right, let's line up our tapes. And down. Okay, I think we're good there. Again, from the center, just push out to the edges, getting rid of those air bubbles. Yeah. I'm just pushing the tape into the fold there, just because it makes me happy. Okay. All right. Make sure this tape is down. All right. I'm not anal about this at all. Not paranoid. Shut up. All right. Maybe it's a little. Alright, let's cut this piece off and get on with it. Alright, time for the fun part. Grab your craft knife. Yep. Okay. I'm going to back this up now. I think you guys have gotten close enough to see it. Or, well, we'll leave it. As long as I'm in frame, we're good. I almost cut my finger off just now, and I'm not paying attention. This, I get these craft knives from Hobby Lobby. These things are sharp. I mean, it cuts chipboard pretty easily. I was surprised for the money. I can't remember how much these cost, but it's very, very reasonable. I think it's like, I want to say it's like $7.99. You get 4 or 5 of them. They last forever. I love these things. Totally worth the value, cost. Great value. Great, great, great tool. All right, let's butt it up against the folder and then just pull against it. Yeah. Voila! One side. Let's do the other side. Okay. Okay. Carefully, with the craft knife, butt it up against the folder, and pull. Voila. Bing! Done deal. Alright. I'm not going to do the folds yet on this one until I do panel 4. So let's do the other side, rinse and repeat. Yes? Let's grab the other piece. I'm going to put this over here for a second while we add the double-sided tape. God, you can see my desk. Ugh. What a mess. It's a crafter's table. Definitely. A crafter lives here. I am starting to go through some of my stash and parse things. So I'm looking through almost everything that I've got, and if I haven't touched, or if there is dust on top of it that's significant, I'm either going to happy mail it out, or I'm going to donate it to Goodwill. So, if there's anything that you need, let me know in the comments, and if I have it and I don't need it, or I have not used it since I bought it, because I've got a lot of stuff, you guys, and, I mean, honestly, I really need to purge, because I'm also going to be moving soon. I'm moving in next summer, and I don't want to have to move all this stuff. And there's so much stuff in here that I don't use. You know, I haven't used it either since I bought or I stopped. My style has changed, and it's just not fitting with my style anymore. You know, people change. And rather than throw it away, I don't want it to go to waste. So I'll start letting you guys know what I have to get rid of. And if you don't want to let me know what you need, I'll look and see if I have it. Okay, let's put our tape on and make sure you don't go into the score mark. You go right up to it, but not in it or over it. Am I doing the right thing? Yeah, okay. Ugh, I was on the wrong part for a second. I was going to have a panic attack. Right here. There. Get as close to the edge as you can. If you don't, it's okay. You still stick. It's okay. Which I'm very proud of myself that I can say that nowadays, because I have issues. I'm going to share something with you. I have ADHD, which I've shared with you guys before. I suffer from a couple things. One of those being a borderline personality disorder. Now, I didn't really understand what that meant, but basically, I think in very black and white terms. It either is or it isn't. I don't understand maybes. I don't understand I don't knows. My philosophy is, yes, you do know, you just don't want to tell me. So whatever the hell it is, spit it out. You know? Yes or no. So I deal with that type of thinking. I'm very black or white about things. So to be able to say I accept something that isn't for certain is a big step for me. It's huge. I'm still not altogether comfortable even saying it, but I have to make a conscious effort to not think in extremes. You know, I still have a hard time understanding people's, I call it not wishy-washy, but, you know, make a decision. Either it is or it isn't. But not everybody's like that, and I have to accept that and, you know, understand that not everybody is that way. Some people are okay with great thinking. I have trouble with that. Okay. So to be able to say that something's not exactly right and, you know, be okay with it is a big step for me. So I shared that with you so you understand how hard it is for me to say that. Okay, we're putting our Fabri-Tac down now. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to put some tape in the center, which I'm going to do real quick. Real quick. It has to match. The other side. Now that's my ADHD kicking in. And I did it out of order, which is really bugging me too. Okay, calm down. Don't panic. This is fixable. Work the problem, Tiana. Work the problem. Don't panic. That's what I always tell myself as well. Don't panic. Work the problem. Problem worked. Okay, let's put some glue down this way as well. Just a thin bead. You don't have to goober it on, or unless you want to. Better to have too much glue than not enough, right? Alright, we don't want to volcano this out, so. Alrighty. Now, grab your center piece or your main piece here. Bring it on over. Alright. Now, get this tape out of the way. Or backing out of the way. Alright. Now, bring it up to the fold dot over it. Or on it. Right about there. And I'm going to go ahead and fold this so I don't get into it. I'm going to push a little bit into it so I don't go there. Okay. See if that is straight. Fold it the other direction. Make sure. Looks about right. Are we even top and bottom? Is anything sticking out? Doesn't look like it. Looks like we're okay. Excuse me for shoving that in your face. It's difficult to handle in my little space here. Now where is the, okay. I'm gonna push that in just a little bit more, so it can handle it. Okay. Are we even here? Okay. Are we even over here? Yes. All right, I'm gonna commit to this. Now, there we go. Okay. There's my tool here. I'm gonna hold the corner with my thumb and press down on the tape. Same thing over here. Again, and the other direction. Okay. I'm going to flip it over, get that other edge as well. Don't worry about the seepage. You can always get rid of it. Now I'm going to spread my glue out underneath there evenly as I can. Okay. Making sure I've got my edges down good. And my corners. Flip it over and do it again. All right, let's grab our residue eraser and get rid of that glue quickly. You should be able to just run your finger over it. You'll be able to feel where the glue is if you can't see it. Ooh, yeah. And you don't have to press down too hard because you don't want to shred your paper, right? Okay, I'm going to flip it around here so it's easier for me to get that glue off and I can see it a little better. Okay. All right, let's do the other side real quick. All right, run my finger one more time. So there. Okay, I think we got it all. Okay, I think we're good. All right, let's do the tape, and then we are done with our base, yeah? All right, grab your tape, and we're doing 2 inches. So we're almost done with this roll. All right, center our tape over the sub-spine there. Best stitch you can. Now, I'll usually just pat it down on the table, and then I'll lift it up and kind of eyeball it. Make sure I've got equal amounts on both sides of the on either side of the spine here. Nope, I keep moving my folder. That looks pretty close, but not quite. Ah, don't. Whew. That was almost a bungle. Okay. I'm gonna move my folder over a little bit, actually. Not quite. Move it this way. Straighten this thing up too while I'm at it. It's pretty darn close. Okay, I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna pull some more tape too before I put it down. Okay. Let's try to put this down straight. Okay. Let's grab my tool and go up and down here. I'm happy with that. Okay. Making sure I'm getting the edges good. got good contact and that the edges are down. Yeah? No air bubbles. Very important. Okay, let's cut this piece off. Flip it over and rinse and repeat. Come on now. There we go. All right, I'm almost out of this tape. Let's see if I got enough. I do. Oh, I don't, do I? Almost, not quite. Dang. Look how much tape you waste. Look at that. How much tape you waste. That's like a foot that I paid for that I can't even use. Butt munchers. Buttheads. That's okay. I'm not affiliated, so I can say what I want about them. That was a waste, book guard. You need to put some sort of like backing or something that we can use that last foot of tape. Very wasteful on your part. I just threw away whole. Ugh, irritating. Alright, let's line up our tape here before I go on a rant. Okay. Lining it up best we can and pushing down. There we go. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and cut this right now and then we will even it out. Press it down. Come on, cut. Thank you. Okay. Now from the center, up and down. I know this video's long, but I mean I can go a lot faster, but you know I'm teaching, so once you do these a few times, you'll go. This technique is actually pretty quick. And once you decide what works best for you, you know it'll go pretty fast for you. I can crank out, you know, if I already know what I'm going to do, you know, 3 or 4 of these in an hour basis. I've already got a stack of them over there. I'm doing it this new way, and I like it better. Okay. Alright, now let's grab our craft knife and cut off the ends, and we will call it a night, y'all. I bet you guys are ready to be done with me. The girl with the tape and the folders and the yada yada. Okay. There's one. Flip it over. Rinse and repeat. Done. Alrighty. That is it for the base, you guys. We are done. I'm going to go ahead and reinforce my folds here real quick before I let you go. Where's my tool? Ah, there we go. Now make sure your edges are aligned when you're doing this. That way you know that you don't have it, you know, all woggy this way or that way. Right? And that your score is straight. That's where I heard that song. Gosh darn it. I've had that song, I'm So Fancy, stuck in my head all darn day, and I just heard a commercial for it on the television that's in the living room. Where did I hear I'm So Fancy? I don't listen to that type of music. And I kept singing it. I'm so fancy. Da-da-da-da-da-da. It's been in my head all dang day. And I've been racking my brain to figure out where did I hear it. Thank God. I just heard it on Netflix. On a commercial on the television in the other room. That's a relief. It's bugging me all day. I keep catching myself singing it. Stop it. No offense against the artist. I don't even know who sings that song. So, but I'm like, I didn't put that in there on purpose. All right, there are our sub spines ready to go. Let's do the other one real quick, and then we'll call it a night. Well, we'll call it a video because I'm gonna keep filming today. Why not? It's still early. It's not even 9 o'clock yet. Okay, pushing down hard. There we go. Let's do this next one here. Make sure our edges are lined up and straight. Okay, come on, be straight. Right there. Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's still in there. Oh, so fancy. Da, 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 da. I didn't know the words, I just know the melody. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Oh my god. I've got to turn on some music here in a minute and get that the heck out of my head. I'll take my own goth card away. Or my metal card away. Jiminy Christmas. Oh my god. Get it out of my head. Okay. Alright, we're done. There's our base. Yeah? Don't worry about this if you have these little folds in here once we cover it with the backing or our paper, our backing paper, our mats. That's going to go away. Okay? No big whoop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Okay, we're good. Fold it up. There you go. If you want to overnight, is what I normally do with these, is I either take a paper clip or a binder clip, and I just clip it together and let it sit like that until I'm ready to use it. That way, my folds stay reinforced and it keeps its shape. It doesn't, you know, fold down on itself until I'm ready to use it. See? Ready to go whenever I need it. All right? We do need it, so I will see you guys in the next video. If you are new to our channel, please be kind and rewind. No, I'm kidding. Please be kind and hit the like button if you like what you saw. If you didn't like it, don't be nasty about it. Just let me know what you didn't like. Please hit the subscribe button and the bell to get notified anytime I upload new content. And don't forget to share the video with your friends and family and everybody else. In the description below, you will see any links I mentioned. I think I did mention one, didn't I? Or did I? I thought I did. I don't think I wrote it down. If you, well, I gotta go back and watch this anyway to edit it, if there's any edits that need to be made, as far as making sure, no edits, but just making sure that I don't sound like an idiot and I have to refilm it. But there are links to our Etsy store in the description and to our Kofi site. A list of commonly used tools. I will be adding the new washi tape, this tape here, that I am impressed by. I will put a link to it from Amazon in the description below. And let's see, what else? So yeah, this is the new series, our Sunday series. We're doing the Grungy Folio. Next weekend, you're going to see our first of Let's Make Stuff Friday. So let me know what you guys want to see in the first Let's Make Stuff Friday. Some type of ephemera if you want. I know I've got a list of requests, so I may just go down the list and just hit them all one at a time. And then Saturday, we're going to continue with the Create a Lap Book with Me Series 2.0. We will be, well, as of the time of this filming, I just uploaded part 17 earlier today. So I'll be filming part 18 for this coming weekend. Okay? I will talk to you guys soon. Have a great, great week. I hope to see you guys next time. See you guys in the next video. I love you guys. Bye.